A very good morning, traders. Welcome to this video on the euro dollar and pound dollar. My name is Chris from Elite Currency. And before we take a look at these two pairs, be aware of our free 2-week trial with ECS Live. Actually, there's 1 week left. Live webinars, live analysis, and live trade setups. Take a look at this link to see how you can join and benefit from this free trial in this week. All right, let's start with the euro dollar. Now, first of all, I want to explain the difference between the euro dollar and pound dollar according to our indicator here. Look at the left upper corner. Let me show you right there. Blue all the way across for the euro dollar and dark red for pound dollar. So a major trend difference there, a major divergence between those two pairs. And of course, that is explained by the fact that the euro pound is moving up so much at this point. So euro dollar bullish at this moment. 4-hour chart is still iffy. But I think we did get a good, reasonable breakout above 113.25, the 144 EMA, and the trend line. Now, there are many traders who are skeptical about the upside, and I understand that. Fundamentals are still in the balance and big question marks at this point, and euro dollar might just go sideways for a lengthy period of time, and eventually we might get that dollar strength, like many expect. But from a technical point of view, I still think that considering last week's weekly candle, considering the fact that there's a falling wedge, price bounced at the 61.8 fib here at around 111.75-ish. I still think that a small upside just to the long-term moving average at 144 EMA at 115, the round level of 115, and if you put a fib from here to here, the 23.6 fib is not too much to ask, even if though we get dollar strength indeed at this point. All right, considering this momentum, I think a follow through up to that level is possible. That could very well be a bouncing spot for dollar strength and a move down to the minus 272 target, and we might finally get that dollar continuation. But if we look at the recent price action, although many of us expected dollar continuation and dollar strength, we really didn't get that much from a price action point of view. Price was really going sideways with a small angle to the downside, very choppy and corrective. And price really didn't go anywhere the last 4 or 5 months. It just stayed between 111 and 115-ish, right? Very narrow range, in fact. So from this perspective, I think it's possible for price to get up to the top of that range and use that as a bouncing spot back down again. That's my main focus for the moment, at least. 4-hour chart looks like a wave 1, 2, 3, and continuation for wave 5, I think, is possible. We were thinking first about an ABC, but this push has gone a little bit further, so I think a wave 3 is more likely at this moment. And if you look at the 1-hour chart, the retracement here didn't go too far and indeed used the bouncing area we expected around around 113, which is these previous tops in price. Indeed using those levels, using the 21 EMA. And I think if price is able to push above 113.25, 113.30, that we should see a breakout to the upside on the euro dollar. First target is 114.10. Second target will be 115. All right, that's my view. If price, for whatever reason, fails to move up and makes a bigger retracement, I still think that the long-term moving average, 144 EMA at 112.70, 75 could be a bouncing spot. As long as price stays above 112.50, I think it's still bullish territory. Even if we get a false break and a move down lower like this, I think 112.75 would be a good bouncing spot. So anyone who has a stop loss below 112.75 or 112.50, even safer, should be okay, I think. Even if there is a false break here and price makes a bigger correction, then in that case, I would expect a bounce at a lower spot for a move up to 114. If it does break below 112.50, well then, I'll throw my analysis out of the window, and then in that case, my analysis has been invalidated and something else is going on, and the bears might be back in control, all right? So, and then the dollar bulls would have been right. So, but that's my view at this moment, looking for trade setups to the upside. Pound dollar is different though. Pound dollar bearish candlestick yesterday, engulfing more or less the candle before that. So pretty good candle, pretty good bounce at the 21 EMA, and that is something we expected. Strong momentum, everything aligned to the downside, and a downtrend continuation of the pound dollar is likely. So you might say, hey, how's that possible? Aren't they correlated? Aren't they moving along with each other, the euro dollar and pound dollar? And often they do, but of course keep in mind that the euro pound also moves regularly. So from this perspective, I think that the pound dollar has some potential for downside. First, euro dollar might move up, pound dollar might move sideways or slightly up. Then when the euro dollar hits, let's say 114 and starts to retrace back down, the pound dollar might fall further and more aggressively to the downside. That's how these directions could play out at different moments. Basically, euro dollar could move up first and pound dollar could move down later. That's what I'm expecting actually for pound dollar, maybe to move up, for instance, to this head and shoulders level. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and that could be a head and shoulders reversal pattern at around 127.44. So bearish candlestick patterns at the 38.2 fib there is one way of trading it. Or if price goes sideways like this and makes a bear flag, a break of that flag could also be a way of trading it. Or even if there are very aggressive bullish candle that pushes through like this, in that case, there's even the potential for price to hit the 50 fib. That 50 fib around 128 or 128.25. It depends a little bit how you put the fib. If you put it like this, it's 128.25. Could be a resistance spot and a bouncing spot, reversal spot for continuation. So 127.40, 128.25, bear flag breakout, all of that, all these three ideas are ways I would trade the pound dollar downside with a target at 125 or 125.25. And if it breaks below that, it could go down even to 124 and 124.25. But for the moment, 125 and 125. Sorry, 125 and 125.25, excuse me, because of the bigger bottom here on the daily chart, right? We have a wave A, B, C potential. So that bottom is important. So price might make a lower low, but then bounce at 125 for a move up. That's why that target is indeed important for the pound dollar. So let's see if we get the breakout on when. I think that personally a breakout later today, maybe the afternoon from a GMT perspective, time zone perspective, is more likely than this morning. That is my timing. Maybe even tomorrow actually we could get that pound. But it depends a little bit on how price moves like this, but or doesn't move like this first. But I am expecting a breakout sooner or later on the pound dollar. All right, that's it for now. More free analysis, of course, at elitecurrency.com with free indicators. You can find a lot of material there. Just check out our website and scroll a little bit, look around, and you'll find tons of value also in our articles and research and free analysis. So I hope that you do that. In any case, wish you good trading and see you soon. Cheers.